Hi everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is frigidly cold outside. I realize I started talking about the weather in my videos. I'm gonna try to break that habit, but it's insane. We've had very mild weather up here in North Dakota this winter. It's been very unusual. It's been in the 20s and 30s, and now we have finally got a very cold winter day. It was 20 below this morning, and this room it's cold in here. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm turning on all the heaters. Today is going to be a Shop My Stash video. I haven't done one of these in a couple of months just because I was starting new Project Pan projects and I wanted to get most of that settled before I started doing this again. The goal with my Shop My Stash is to rotate through my things to make sure that I'm continuing to use items that aren't in my project pans to get to enjoy the full use of my collection. And every once in a while, I'll use something and decide that I don't need it anymore, and I have decluttered several items by means of my Shop My Stash, which I appreciate. I don't need that stuff hanging around if I don't like it. So I'm gonna operate this pretty similarly to how I did last year. Based on the amount of products that I'm using in Project Pans, I will then choose how many that I will randomly select from my little spreadsheet of my items here to use at least once before I update again. I used to want to use them more often in my Shop My Stashes, but this year I am working on more products. So my goal for anything that I randomly choose will be just to use it at least one time before the next update. So let's start with eyeshadow. I want to do something a little different with this year since I am doing some project panning type stuff. So first I'm going to show you right now, I'm working on this palette in a Pan My Palette. I'm going to cover this so you can't see spoilers here. So I'm working on Pan and Ever palette in this one right now. So I don't feel the need to necessarily pull out a palette. I'm also working on a whole bunch of singles in my Battleship panning project. So I was really trying to decide what I wanted to do for eyeshadow. And I think I'm just gonna let it go with how I feel. If I wanna pull another palette to work on, if I wanna pull some singles. Right now, I have been super tempted by all the color stories that a lot of people consider boring, but I'm really drawn to them, like the pinky, mauvey, very neutral type palettes. So I decided to curate a palette from my stash that I have already of some pinky, mauvey, taupey, brownie type tones. Let me quick swatch them out for you. All right, here are the swatches. Here in the first three, I have Sydney Grace Blondie, Sydney Grace Peace, and Sydney Grace Somber. Next, this is Davina Erratic, Sydney Grace Tiara, and Davina Faye. These are two mattes from a, terribly swatched, but two mattes from a random Essence palette that I depotted. This is the Essence Salute Paris palette. I kept some of the mattes because I really thought they were nice. And this is Makeup Geek Beach Please. So that's my plan for shopping my stash for eyeshadow this week. I kind of want to start doing that a bit more if I can when I get excited about a palette and really tempted to buy it. If I could just dupe it out, I mean, not necessarily dupe it out. I don't have a ton of shades to choose from, but at least the vibes of what it is that I'm attracted to, it will hopefully keep me from purchasing the palette. And I'm pretty happy with this color story. I am wearing it on my eyes today. This is Sydney Grace Tiara, somber on the outer corner, and one of those Essence shadows in the crease. Okay, now let's do blush. So I currently do have two blushes that I'm working on right now. This one from Basic Beauty that's in my Project Pan, and this one from Sugar Cosmetics that is in one of my usage type products. So I'm only gonna pull one blush this time. So I'm gonna randomly choose one of those. So I'm on random.org, I put in the numbers 2 through 22, and I will generate the number 18, which is, oh, that's great. So this is my Essence blush in the shade Bespoke. This is one of my newer blushes and I'm really pleased. This is actually a neutral type blush. It's very different from the other two that I'm working on in its tone and color, so I'm very pleased. Of my Essence blushes, this is definitely the most glowy. Oh, that's terrible. Let me get some more. But there you can see it's a neutral blush. I almost said brush. It's a neutral blush with some glow. Fantastic. I'm happy to pull that out. Now, as for lip products, I was trying to decide what I want to do because I'm working on so many lip products in either panning or usage products right now. And I've decided I'm just gonna randomly pull 5 anyway, try to use each of them one time. If I don't use them, I'll just roll them over to the next time. So I'm gonna randomize the numbers 2 through 28. I'm gonna pull 5 numbers. And yes, I do have more than 28 lip products. These are ones that I put into a sheet that I haven't really used in a while. I just pulled them from my spreadsheet of all my products. So okay, 2 through 28. First I get 16, 17, 6, 27 and 14. Okay, I'll pull those and I'll be right back. All right, I'm pleased with these items. So the first one I rolled in was my e.l.f. tinted lip oil. I have the shade Mocha Kiss. I feel like I did actually use this not too long ago in some sort of a project, but that's okay. I'm happy to pull it out again. So that is how it looks right there. Next, I have a NARS lip glide in the shade Xenon. I've been thinking about this product. I'm so glad I pulled it out to make sure I get more use out of it. Next, one of my newest products. This is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the shade Seductress. That is how it looks there. I almost forgot which one it was for a second. That one. Next, I pulled a mini from Tarte. This is the H2O gloss. I have the shade Hang 10. I would love to use this up this year. It's not one of my oldest products, which is what I'm targeting, but it's just so small. I feel like I should be able to use this one up pretty quickly. That is how it looks right there, but who knows if I'll get to it. I have so many products I want to use up this year. Speaking of which, my Bite lip gloss and Dirty Chai, this is the next one on my list. Once I finish up some of the other ones I'm working on, this is getting worked on next. So it's funny that I drew it for my Shop My Stash. That's it swatched right there. All right, I'm happy with my stuff. And I'm finally happy to be back doing my Shop My Stashes again. I feel like my little world is complete again. I find it very satisfying to work through all my products like this. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you soon in my next one. Bye!